Hello, welcome to another video where I'll be going through some of my favourite uses for the Ring of Endurance, and I'll be discussing both skilling and PvM in this one. The Ring of Endurance was added into the game last June with the release of Darkmane. It's a reward from the final chest in the Hallowed Sepulchre minigame, and it's dropped at a rate of 1 in 200, and to this day is still maintaining a solid grand exchange price. The ring's effect is that it doubles the duration of stamina potions as well as the energy they restore, so 40%, though it must be charged with stamina potions initially and can be charged with 1000 doses, and yes, this costs about 1.2 million total at current prices. It also has a passive effect that when it has over 500 charges, run energy will drain 15% slower than usual, and that way you can save energy and staminas too. The ring requires level 70 agility to equip and also acts as a Saradomin item in terms of the Sepulchre and God Wars dungeon. Speaking of the God Wars dungeon, the first place where the ring is great is Commander Ziliana, the Saradomin boss in the dungeon. Killing Ziliana involves kiting her around the room and uses a lot of energy due to the time it takes to kill her, 300 defense and plenty of defensive bonuses, so yes, always takes a few rotations at least. Also the weight your character has affects this too. Kills can easily take over 2 minutes here, so the ring is great for those where the crossbow or even twisted bow occasionally hits a barrage of zeros. The ring is also a Saradomin item, so it acts as protection in the area and means you don't need to bring any other god items related to Saradomin. You can overall bring less stamina potions and more restores and ranging potions, and therefore do longer trips. Next boss is the giant mole beneath Hallowed Park. Mole involves a ton of running around due to its mechanic where it burrows when under 100 hit points, so the dungeon is a big one too, so 1 or 2 rough kills can destroy all of your energy. However, with the ring the stamina potions last twice as long and your energy won't be depleted as quickly as well due to that passive effect, so if you do have a few bad kills it won't make as much difference. Mole's a very profitable one too, so if you've done the Hallowed hard diary you can certainly make the most of this and get the costs of using the stamina potions and the ring back very quickly, especially when using the DH method or even the T-bow method. Now for another God Wars dungeon boss, it's Krill Sutzaroth, the Zamorak boss. There's a 5-0 method where you kite the boss around the room and take no damage at all. I do in fact have a guide on this, so feel free to check that out, that'll be in the description. The Twisted Bow is very powerful here and you can usually kill Krill in a few rotations, so the ring's passive effect when charged means that you won't use too much energy. Of course you will need to stamina for the occasional rough kill, and yes, the doubled effect makes this even better, and yes, overall the ring means you can bring less staminas on the trip, more restores, and stay for longer. Those were the 3 main places I've used the ring when PvMing, though there are some other places where I haven't tested out properly, but it might be good. The Bandos ranged method where you kite Grotto and the 6-0 rotation comes to mind for the same reasons as Saradomin and Zamorak methods. Bursting and barraging Slayer tasks is another one, especially Dust Devils where they tend to die quite quickly, so you are constantly running around and tagging them all, though I would say a prayer ring is probably better here anyway. That's all the ones I can think of. Let me know in the comments if there's any place that you love using the ring at as well. Now we're moving on to the skilling uses for the Ring of Endurance. Firstly, it's probably where it is most useful for me, and that is runecrafting blood runes in Zaya. This method involves a lot of running, and usually at low agility levels your run will deplete to 0 sometimes and you'll have to walk. However, with the ring's passive effect and full graceful, you'll never hit 0 energy provided you're doing 2 inventories at a time. So yes, this is simply a very nice quality of life change and doesn't cost any stamina potions too. So if you're going to camp blood runes for a while, I'd recommend you get one of these if you can afford it, as it makes it a lot more bearable if you hate runecrafting. The next place is the Blast Furnace in Keldgrim. This smithing minigame has always been a little tedious and a run energy eater, meaning staminas need to be used for XP rates to be as high as they can be, especially when doing gold ore. The ring doubles the duration of every stamina potion here, so overall experience is much nicer and you don't have to worry about getting a potion out of the bank every 2 minutes either. I'll be using this while grinding smithing to 88 for that master clue step, and also if I plan to go for 99 I'll be using it all the way. Next up is clue scrolls. This isn't really strictly a skilling activity, but clues are my third choice, so particularly master clues, and there's some horrible steps out there, as you all know, across all the tiers where extensive energy and sometimes even stamina potions are required. Particular ones come to mind like the Legends Quest master clue step, Castle Draken emote step, and yes, with regards to all clue scrolls, the lower energy drain rate also means you don't need to restore energy after every step at your POH if that's what you do, and yes, it saves a little bit of time in that way and helps you complete them faster and get your third age faster. Those are my main 3. There are some other uses for the ring that I either don't have much experience of or know it will be useful there. The first is while questing and doing achievement diaries, 2 processes that often require plenty of running around, questing mostly anyway. Yes, there's some long ones out there, I can think of a few right now off the top of my head. The Mardich questline, Desert Treasure, One Small Favour especially, and yes, many more of those tedious quests. Another use is the herbivore hunter method, though I've only done this a few times and haven't tested it out properly there, but I know from what people have said that it is very useful. On the whole, I love using the Ring of Endurance at the 3 bosses discussed in the video, and I think it's great that it has uses for both PvM and skilling, which helps it to retain a high grand exchange value. I do recommend using it for Saradomin if you're soloing, and also Mole if you're hunting the pet, as yes, it will make both of those grinds a lot better in my opinion. In summary, for skilling, the ring is very useful for any activity where you'll be using plenty of stamina potions. The blast furnace and clue scrolls are 2 of my favourite places to make the most of it. In terms of the passive drain effect, it's great for general skilling like rooftop utility and blood rune crafting, where you're going to be running around a fair bit. I would say if you do lots of the activities I mentioned in this video, it may well be a worthy investment, and if you're an iron, it may be worth going for it in the Hallowed Sepulchre if you want to try and learn that, or you're good at it already. Thank you for watching the video as usual. Hope you did find it useful, and I will see you in the next one.